Hey, God bless. Derek Iverson Sr. coming back at you with another episode of Real Talk Amongst Men, Real Talk Amongst Kind. Hey, I pray that you guys are having a blessed day today. Hey, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and share a thought with you that I had. Um, I was reading Exodus 1, verse 12. It says, "But when the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were in dread of the children of Israel." Let me read that one more time. Exodus 1 and 12. It says, "But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were in dread of the children of Israel." That word dread means to be fearful of. Another verse that come to mind is John 16:33. It says, "Jesus told us to take heart that in this world we would have trials and tribulations. But he told us that he had overcome the world. Take heart that he had overcome the world." I want to talk to you real quickly from the subject of survival is in your DNA. Did you get that? I said survival is in your DNA. The ability to make it, the ability to hit rock bottom and come right back up, the ability to lose everything and get it all back, the ability to be able to withstand the pressures of life, the ability to look at something and have it break your heart and you not self-destruct. Survival is in your DNA. And I would ask that you go back and read the book of Exodus. Read the book about the children of Israel being rescued by God after 400 years of the children of Israel crying out to God and asking God to come down and rescue them because of the hard labor that the Egyptians and the taskmasters was putting on them. But you know what? If you read the story will tell you that didn't break them. Everything that they tried to do to sabotage who the children of Israel was, all it did was make them grow. It made them stronger. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine people doing things to you thinking that it's going to cause an effect for you to stop, but the effect that it caused was to make you stronger and make you to continue to grow? Jesus said it in the word that in this world you would in this world you would have trials and tribulations. Trials and tribulations come to make us give up and throw in the towel. But there's something in our DNA, that survival that's in our DNA. It makes us step up to the challenge. And when we step up to the challenge, it awakens things inside us that we don't even know that we have. And in case you don't know what survival is, let me give you the definition of it. The definition of survival is the state or fact of continuing to live or exist, typically in spite of an accident or an ordeal or difficult circumstances. That sounds like the life that we live on a daily basis, don't it? You ever wonder why when you get put in a situation or circumstances that's meant to take you out, that you end up coming through it? And not only do you come through it, but it's amazing that we don't even look like today what we've been through in life. Think about that. Some of us have been through some hard things in life, but we don't look like what we've been through. The reason why we don't look like what we've been through is because survival is in our DNA. And when things come up to press up against us, guess what? That survival trait that you have inside your bloodline, it ignites. It goes off. And it gives you some adrenaline that you never thought you had inside you. That's why a person of color, a person who have been put in certain circumstances, they rise to the top. And see, they say pressure busts pipes, but not for some people. Some people, pressure makes you take it to a whole nother level. The world is sitting back, scratching their head, trying to figure out why you still making it, why you still surviving, why you still playing by the rules. The question I have for you that's watching this video, I may be talking directly to you, or I may be talking about something that you know something about, or I may be talking about circumstances, situations that you know somebody else is going through. You don't think that God sees the conditions and the things that's going on in the world today? The Bible also states, the word of God said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. The things that people are doing in this world, whatever color they are, they doing to a not so much these days as a race of people, because it's not even about race no more. It's about class. It's about how much money you make. It's about where you stay. It's about your occupation. Depending on what you do for a living, you're put in a certain type of class. So I can't even say it's about race. I know back then with the children of Israel in Egypt, it was about not so much about race again, but it was about race, but it was more about class, and it was about the relationship that these particular people said they had with their God. If you would be asked a question today, what you believe in or who you believe in, what would be your response to that question? I know what my response would be, and I'm sure you guys know as well. But ask yourself that. And then go back down memory lane and look at the generations that came before you. I can go back at least 2 generations, but think about all the things that our great, great, great grandmothers and grandfathers went through, coming through the Middle Passage here to America. And that Middle Passage was the route that they took, supposedly, from Africa to America. Or the word people like to say today, allegedly. You know, it's sad that we really don't even know our history. Our history got hijacked and taken from us. And then someone told us our supposed history. Who says what they telling us is true? They say we from Africa. And when I look at my African brothers and sisters over there, I don't look like them. And matter of fact, it's widely stated or widely known that they don't like us. Some African people don't like it, not all. I got some African brothers and sisters that I got great relationships with. And I got some that won't even speak. So, but let me get back. That's a whole nother story. But we're talking about the Middle Passage. And I would encourage you to go do your research, go do your own due diligence, and go check out that story of the Middle Passage. Um, we have survival in our DNA. And I can just about imagine some of our forefathers and some of our ancestors. There's a widely known story that there probably was a whole bunch of bodies thrown over the boat in that Middle Passage of people who wouldn't comply, people who couldn't comply with what they were being asked to do. There are people who literally gave their lives in order for us to have life here today in America. And I'm tired of people saying that, yeah, that we now know there's a system. There's a system of oppression. There's a system that's put in place. It's about classism. It's about class. It's about this, that, or the other. But check this out. No one can stop you from being great or doing what it is that you call yourself doing but you. That's survival in your DNA. You just hadn't tapped into that trait that's in your bloodline. I would ask that you would go back and really do research on your bloodline, research from where you come from and who you really are. See, there's a blessing in your bloodline. There's a blessing of business in your bloodline. The reason why people are not surviving like they could or being prosperous. See, there was something that our great ancestors, our forefathers did as to make a living. And they made a good living for themselves. The thing about it is we don't know what that was. And usually, if you go back and research and find out, it's probably something that you do right now that you don't even know that you should be getting paid for. I know some guys whose whole family are nothing but barbers. You know why? Because that's what their great, great, great ancestors done. And that's still running through their bloodline. They're making a great living doing that. That's just one profession. What about some other professions that you don't even know that you're supposed to be doing, that you are blessed? God put that blessing on your family in order to make a great life for themselves. A survival in your DNA. Just tap into it. Just tap into it. All we got to do is tap into that trait and begin to operate and begin to walk and do the things that we're supposed to do in order to prepare the next generation for their turn. So it's just part one. I may do a part two. I may not. But I beg of you to go back and be Berean. Go back and do your due diligence. I beg of you to go back and read Exodus chapter 1. Read that. And go back and do your research on the Middle Passage. I just ask that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you like this commentary or this discussion. Hit the like button. Hit that notification bell for when I drop videos. And share the channel if you like. As always, it's been an honor and a privilege to come and sit before you. I pray that I've said something that brought revelational knowledge and understanding. And until next time, God bless you guys. Peace out.